All right. Well, there is a 2020 oral history in the Washington Post by Ashley Spencer. While You Were Sleeping Turns 25, an oral history of the Sandra Bullock rom-com favorite by Ashley Spencer. So the idea starts with the writers Daniel Sullivan and Frederick Lebo. They pitched the idea: a man falls in love with an unconscious woman.
Ew.
And here's a quote from Sullivan, one of the screenwriters, quote, "Nobody liked it. We went to Meg Ryan's company and the development person there said, why would Meg Ryan want to do this movie? She's unconscious the whole time. So we decided to flip it. And once we made the switch, everything worked. When a guy is sitting next to a brain dead woman, it's predatory. Yeah. But when you put a woman next to a guy, it's sweet. We started calling it Coma Guy." So end quote. The producer named Arthur Sarkeesian liked the idea, helped them sell it to Disney's Hollywood Pictures label. This is a Disney movie. When Disney used to make lots of live action movies for adults under the Hollywood Picture and the Touchstone Picture labels.
Glad they swapped coma with sleeping. That's smart. While you were comatose.
While you were
not the same.
Or
they could just call it Veggie Tales.
That is if I have a complaint, not in like a plot hole way, it's just like plot hole. It's just like nobody in this movie seems to be acting like their loved one is in a coma.
It's the magic of Sandra Bullock. She's an angel.
They're just distracted by her.
Yes. She reminds them that his life has to go on, because how could God do this to this woman?
I mean, hey, I've never had a person that I love go into a coma, but I've known lots of podcasters who've gone into comas.
Oh, is that should we stop podcasting? Is this a thing?
There's a couple of, there's two well-known podcasters, who I have the parasocial relationship who went into comas, and it's, and you're like, oh, this is fucking scary and dark, and it's not a fun romantic comedy. And also, even when they wake up, things don't just snap back to normal.
Yeah, that's the most movie part of it all. But I will remind you that at every possible moment, the doctor is saying how well he's doing. They don't even explain why he's in a coma.
So it is a magic coma.
It's like it's just the same as Sebastian dies of cut on forehead in Cruel Intentions. Sexy man comas for cut on forehead.
I like your read though. Like, they would be upset if Sandra Bullock wasn't there. It would be really dark.
Yeah,
and they'd be despairing the whole time.
And to know that they're people love a great meet story. Okay, wait, this is why you have to say meet cute. They love a great meet cute. And what's better than that? But I do struggle. I do struggle every time with this movie. And I was reminded yesterday that I want them to describe that she got on the tracks. She jumped on his body. She rolled him. Like, I want the whole thing, not she jumped on the tracks.
Well, like Donald Trump putting his signature on the check, she needs to be the one really selling the story. No one else was there to see it. So that's kind of on her. That's kind of on Lucy.
Well, she is already trying to fly under the radar and was way over the radar. So I get why she wasn't pushing.
So Chris Columbus was originally attached to direct. Chris Columbus, director of last week's movie Home Alone 2.
That feels right.
He eventually passed, and Disney offered it to Jon Turtletaub, Jon Turtletaub said that a Disney executive, quote, called me and said, you know how we've been waiting for a really good director? We've decided we don't want a really good director. We want you.
Ouch.
And he said, after directing Three Ninjas and Cool Runnings, I was trying to get
Cool Runnings is one of my movies.
I was trying to get out of family movie jail. To get a romantic comedy was the dream. He said, I so wanted to be part of the cool group of kids who made excellent romantic comedies. Rob Reiner and Tom Hanks and Nora Ephron and Meg Ryan, they were the Mount Rushmore of romantic comedy at that time. End quote. So Harrison Ford and Gina Davis were originally the stars, but when Turtletaub came aboard, they left.
Ford and Gina, that's a different old movie.
They met with Demi Moore. Apparently Nicole Kidman was very close. Jon Turtletaub said, quote, but in the back of my mind, I was thinking that they were way too pretty. It's hard to de-beautify Nicole Kidman.
Okay.
End quote.
Ouch.
I think the idea here is like, no, you could see Sandra Bullock as a toll booth operator, which no, you can't. I still can't really overcome that.
I know that's her brand, is like she's every woman, but I've always seen her as nothing but gorgeous. Like, but fine. They can frump her up, I suppose. But
they don't. I mean, even then, she's still Sandra Bullock. I don't know. I know it's weird to say that like a super beautiful woman can't be have a blue collar job or a shitty job, but that still feels like it's defying a law of nature. Like you shouldn't be able to find a movie star at a toll booth. I don't know.
Okay.
Jon Turtletaub, he had directed
I wish you'd stop saying his name.
Three Ninjas and Cool Runnings. He would go on to direct Phenomenon, Disney's The Kid, the National Treasures movies. Those are his biggest movies. And then most recently, The Meg.
Which is a Zedzilla favorite. And he said that we would love it. We need to watch it. Just so you know.
The Meg? I've seen The Meg.
Is it good?
It's okay.
He said The Meg 2 is even better.
I kind of want it to be better.
Oh.
The Meg. There is a good scene where the Meg attacks a beach.
Like eats a beach?
Yeah, he just eats, gobbles, munches
All
on the whole
sand.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's Jon Turtletaub. All right, Sandra Bullock, who was 30 years old at the time of production and is 5'7".
He's like, blue collar. Who have I seen near a large vehicle that drives a lot of poor people? Sandra Bullock. She was in a bus.
And she tumbled around on some train tracks in that movie, too. So she grew up as an army brat in Germany and Austria.
Oh.
And she spoke German as a child. She was cast in a 1990 TV series version of Working Girl, playing Melanie Griffith's character. That was canceled after 12 episodes. She had a supporting role in 1993's Demolition Man, and then her breakout role was Speed in 1994, where her love interest was also named Jack. So here's a quote from the casting director of this movie. She said, quote, "There are a few auditions in your life as casting director that you really remember, and Sandy's was one of the most remarkable things I've ever seen. We were all crying. She did the monologue at Peter's bedside where she first explains everything, and it was just so beautiful." End quote. So they cast her as a you're an up and coming, but we'll really build this whole thing around you, and it was a giant hit.
Fuck yeah.
And it made her a star. First, though, it was a little like Practical Magic, Hope Floats. Like, these are solid, like, base single hits. But it wasn't until, like, Miss Congeniality 2001. And then she's, like, a super duper star.
Yeah.
Was that 2001 or 2000?
Oh, you're asking me?
I don't remember. But it's then like she's top of the pile, like A-lister, Oscar contender. That's all. Yeah. That's the history of While You Were Sleeping.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.